Hi guys, if you're looking at this laptop right now, there's a good chance you're wondering the same thing I was. How is it that something in this price range is packing this much performance? Because on paper this is kind of a stacked setup. You've got a 16-inch FHD Plus display running at 165 Hz, 100% sRGB coverage, an AMD Ryzen 7 7735HS 8-core processor, 16GB of DDR5 RAM, 512GB SSD storage, and what really makes people stop and look twice, the Radeon RX 7700S with 8GB of VRAM. And yeah, it's being compared directly against RTX 4060 class performance. So the question is simple. Does it actually deliver? Starting with the design, this is classic TUF. It's not trying to be flashy. It's built for durability first. Clean edges, subtle branding, and a chassis that feels more functional than fancy. It's the kind of laptop you could carry into a classroom, a cafe, or a gaming setup without it screaming for attention. But it still feels solid. There's a density to it that gives you confidence it's not just another plastic-heavy gaming machine. Open it up and the first thing you notice is the display. 165 Hz at 16 inches is already smooth, but the color accuracy being 100% sRGB changes the experience. Games look more vibrant, editing feels more reliable, and even everyday scrolling feels fluid. It's not a 4K OLED, but it's not trying to be. It's built for speed and responsiveness, and in that mission, it absolutely delivers. Now performance is where things get interesting. The Ryzen 7 7735HS is not just a casual chip. This is an 8-core CPU that handles multitasking, gaming, streaming, and productivity without breaking a sweat. You can run heavy workloads, keep multiple apps open, and still not feel the system slow down in a noticeable way. But the real attention goes to the RX 7700S, because this GPU is positioned in a very competitive space. In real-world gaming, it pushes high frame rates at 1080p with ultra settings in most modern titles. And in some cases, it goes head-to-head with RTX 4060 laptops, sometimes even pulling ahead depending on optimization. That's a big deal because it shifts the conversation from can it run games to how far can you push it? In competitive titles, you're easily hitting high refresh rates, fully taking advantage of that 165 Hz panel. In AAA games, you're getting smooth, stable performance that feels consistent rather than fluctuating. And that consistency is what makes gaming on this machine feel premium. Thermals are also handled better than expected. Under load, it does get warm, but it stays controlled. The fans ramp up sure, but they're not screaming constantly. It's a balance between performance and usability, and this laptop manages that balance better than many in its category. Battery life is what you'd expect from a gaming laptop with this kind of hardware. It's not an all-day machine if you're gaming, but for light tasks, browsing, and productivity, it holds up reasonably well. And fast charging helps you get back into action quickly. The keyboard is another strong point. It's got that tactile gaming feel without being too aggressive. Good key travel, decent spacing, and a backlight that actually helps in low-light conditions without being distracting. The trackpad is responsive, but realistically you'll be using a mouse for gaming anyway. Port selection is practical. USB-C with USB 4 support is a nice touch, HDMI output is there for external displays, and overall it feels ready for a full setup without needing dongles everywhere. Now the bigger picture. This laptop sits in a very interesting position in the market. Because it's not trying to be the thinnest. It's not trying to be the most premium. It's trying to be the most capable per dollar. And in that mission it makes a strong argument. The combination of Ryzen 7 Plus or times 7700S is what really defines it. It's a pairing that gives you both CPU strength and GPU muscle, and that balance is what makes it feel powerful in both gaming and productivity. So the real question is not whether it's good. It is. The real question is whether you need anything more expensive. Because for most gamers, creators, and everyday power users, this hits a sweet spot that's hard to ignore. It doesn't try to reinvent the laptop category. It just quietly shows up and performs. And sometimes that's exactly what you want.